afternoon, everyone. Today is another magical day at Walt Disney World and at the Yacht Club Resort. Now, today's video is another one in the series Back to the Basics of Disney. Today we're talking specifically about Disney resorts, what it's all about, what transportation options you can use, the refillable mugs, things that you can find at Disney resorts that you may not know too much about. Now, for those of you who love Disney as much as I do, you may know about most of these basic items about the Disney resorts, but there may be a few secrets in there as well that you didn't know. If you're just starting to fall in love with Disney and love every part about it and want to know more, this video is for you. Let's jump right in. Now, there are over 25 resorts at Walt Disney World. The reason I say that is because there are so many being built right now at the time of filming. It's tough to put an exact number on it. So it's just over 25, more like 35 when you count all the DVCs and the villas. But for the purposes of this video, let's just say there are a lot of resorts. All of the resorts have unique dining options. And one of the very first questions you may be asking, can you dine here if you're not staying at Disney? And don't forget, these are basic videos all about back to those basics. Yes, you can dine at any of those restaurants that you want to at all the different resorts, whether you are a guest of a Disney resort at all. You do not have to be staying on property at all to enjoy these resorts. Now, when I say on property, it means staying on Disney property. So there are a lot of hotels off Disney property where you can stay if you want to. I do recommend staying on property. A lot of benefits to that, which we can go into in other videos. But whether or not you're staying on property, you can eat at these restaurants. Most of them do recommend you have reservations. Not all of them take reservations, but reservations can't hurt. Best way to find if they do have openings, My Disney Experience mobile app. Now, the next big question to answer, can just anyone use some of the amenities here at the Disney resorts? When you talk about amenities, there are a lot of different options, but let's start with the pool first. The pools at the different Disney resorts are reserved for the guests staying at those resorts, and some of them, like the Yacht and Beach Club Stormalong Bay Pool, one of the best pools on Disney property. If you are staying here, highly recommend that you try out that pool. There's a lifeguard staying at each entrance to ensure you are staying at this resort to go in there. Now, that's the pools, but what about other recreational activities? These rocking chairs, for example, they could be considered recreational at the resort. Can anyone use them? Yes, you can. You can sit back, relax for a few minutes, and enjoy just a nice quiet evening here at Walt Disney World. Now, even though we can't go into the pool, we can still walk around the pool. You do not need to be staying on property, be a guest anywhere at Disney to enjoy the area around the pool. That includes dining and even the arcade. Even though the arcade is open to everyone, the gym and other facilities like this are not. You do have to be staying here to enjoy those. Now, like other arcades all around Walt Disney World, they use special arcade cards which you can load with points that you actually pay for at these terminals, and then you can play the games across all the different resorts. You can use that one card at any Disney resort that has an arcade. Now, covering all the basics, I do want to go over the fact that these to-go windows, for example, that are part of different restaurants, you can also enjoy if you are or are not a resort guest. You do not have to be staying here to enjoy it. Bars are also included on that list. Do not have to be staying here to enjoy it. It's actually a lot easier to go over the things that you can't do rather than things that you can do at the resorts, because the things you can't do, there's just not that many of them. A couple things: can't go in the pool, can't go in the fitness center, can't go into the rooms. That's basically the things that you don't do as a non-resort guest. Other than that, you can enjoy it. Now, every resort at Walt Disney World has a quick service dining area where you can enjoy breakfast, usually lunch and dinner at your resort. And at that location, they have all sorts of items that you could order, different cold items, warm items, and these special soda machines. Now, these machines have a very special reader right here, or the older machines have readers as well, where they detect a special resort refillable mug that you can buy, whether or not you're staying at the resort. The resort refillable mugs come in all sorts of different colors and styles. You can see the Mickey style right there, and there's a Buzz Lightyear style right there as well. Pink, green, red, and black. Lots of different options, and you can get it for $20 at the time of filming, and it works for about 2 weeks for the length of your vacation. And you do not need to be staying at the resort or any Disney resort to get them. You can use that resort refillable mug at any of the Disney resorts. It's not just here at Beach Club. If you buy the mug here at Beach Club, you can buy it here from the Beach Club and then take it to All Stars and French Quarter and Contemporary and fill your mug up there for free as well. $20 for the mug and for the refills. It's a pretty good deal to me. Now let's move on to merchandise, and you can purchase merchandise from any of the Disney resorts without staying there. The only exception to that would be DVC, or Disney Vacation Club merchandise. You have to be a DVC member to purchase any of that. Now, the next big question about Disney resorts revolves around parking, and it's a very good question. Can you park at the Disney resorts if you're not staying there? One catch, you can, but you have to have a reservation. When you go to the kiosk by security to go to a Disney resort, they will scan your Magic Band or card and check your ID to ensure that it is you indeed that has that reservation at a restaurant at that resort. Otherwise, you cannot park at the resorts unless you are staying there. That's a very important rule. Now, in addition to dining and relaxing in some very nice lounger chairs, there are other things to do at the resorts that you can enjoy without staying here. One of the best things to do if you're not staying at the resort is go on a scavenger hunt. You can find those scavenger hunts behind the front desk of each resort, and you are welcome to go on it despite the fact that you may not be staying here. Now, besides relaxing in some very nice lounger chairs and enjoying those great views and dining experience, meeting characters for character meet and greet experiences during special dining experiences, there are also scavenger hunts that you can go on whether or not you are staying at the resort. If you are staying at the resort, you'll also find some very cool campfires with marshmallows and s'mores and special movie nights. Now, some of the resorts at Walt Disney World have specialty activities like renting Surrey bikes around the boardwalk or going on a horseback ride at Fort Wilderness. Very special activities specific to those resorts. Now let's go over the best way to get to the Disney resort. And of course, the best way would be the Magical Express that takes you right to your home resort. What I'm referring to is if you're not staying at this resort, how do you get to a spot like Yacht Beach if you're staying at Pop Century as an example? There are several different methods to get from resort to resort, but one of the most popular ones is to go from your resort to the closest Disney park to that resort. For Yacht Beach, it would be Epcot, and then either walking to the resort like you would here at Yacht Beach, or taking a bus from that park to the resort. Now, there are some exceptions to this, of course, like Disney Springs taking the boat to French Quarter and Riverside, and going to a Magic Kingdom resort and just going on the monorail instead of taking a bus. What I'm referring to is kind of the most common way, which is to take that bus from one resort to the closest park and then another bus to that resort. Now, for the purposes of this video, I want to give you an example of how I would get from a place like Pop Century to Yacht Club. Just as an example, first choice, I would take the gondola, of course, Pop Century to Caribbean Beach, transfer to the one coming to Epcot, and then take that Epcot monorail over here and then walk to Yacht Beach. As an example, let's say I want to go to French Quarter. I can take a bus from Pop Century, go to Disney Springs, and take a boat to French Quarter. Let's say I wanted to go from Pop Century to the Contemporary Resort. I would take a bus from Pop Century to the Magic Kingdom, then walk from Magic Kingdom to the Contemporary. And let's say I wanted to go to the Polynesian. I would do something similar, bus to the Magic Kingdom, and then walk to the monorail station and take the monorail to the Polynesian. Goes to show there are a lot of different ways to get from resort to resort at Walt Disney World. It just takes that extra step to a park. But for something like the gondola or even the monorail, you can go from resort to resort. Just depends on where you're going and where you need to be. Now, if you love Walt Disney World and you've been many times, love the resorts, and you don't recognize the hall that I'm walking down here at the Yacht Club Resort, don't be alarmed, don't be, because I didn't know what this place was either until I moved here. This is a convention center of the Yacht Club. A lot of resorts have these convention buildings. They're not really utilized except for conventions, but they make for some really nice areas. Now that we've gone over some of those amenities and things to see and experience at Disney resorts, the big question, why would you want to stop at a resort that you're not staying at when you're at Walt Disney World? It is a very difficult question that many of us have tried to answer for a long time. For some of us, it's just the nostalgia, just coming back to a place that we enjoyed as kids, but maybe you don't have that nostalgia piece. In my opinion, another great reason is to see more of Walt Disney World. You've been to Walt Disney World several times. Your love of this place is beginning to grow. You can experience it on a deeper level when you come and visit the resorts day or night. Another big reason, of course, the dining and snack experiences. Pineapple Lanai, Pineapple Dole Whip at the Polynesian Village Resort, or maybe it's a Zebra Dome at Animal Kingdom Lodge. It really depends. There are a lot of little secrets, hidden secrets to find that are really delicious at different Disney resorts. One note though, be careful with how much deliciousness you eat. When you're on vacation, calories don't count, but when you live here, I've learned they have to start counting at some point. Now, those are some of the basics to the Walt Disney World resorts. There are so many of them. There's a new experience around every corner, in my opinion. I sure hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you did and you like these Back to the Basics videos, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Thanks so much for being a part of the magic with me today. Until next time, have a magical day.